All right, guys, this one starts fast, and it starts heated. No introductions, no calm dialogue, just instant confrontation. A man is flying a drone outside a police station, and within seconds, officers in plain clothes are putting hands on him without properly identifying themselves. That's already a problem. He reacts immediately, making it clear, don't touch me unless you have lawful authority. And here's the key moment. He asks a simple question, am I detained? But instead of a clear answer, he's met with confusion, hesitation, and officers physically blocking his movement. That's not how lawful policing works. If you're detaining someone, you say it clearly with legal grounds. But here, nothing. Just pressure, presence, and assumption. And as this unfolds, you can already tell this isn't about law anymore. This is about control slipping out of their hands.
Who are you guys? Like, you're all in plain clothes.
Hang on, right.
What do you mean, hang on? Can no, get your hand off me.
Can we call a unit, please?
No, hold on. What are you doing? What's going on? Can you identify yourself?
I'm PC Emily O'Connor.
Emily O'Connor. You know you just put hands on me. You shouldn't really do that without identifying yourself. You could be a civilian.
Yeah.
I just identified myself that I'm police.
Yeah, but you're just a right.
So are the girls. Can you get some uniform police here, please?
Yeah, we don't need any uniform police. No, I'm leaving, by the way. I'm leaving. No, I'm leaving. I'm not.
No, you're not leaving now.
What, am I detained? What's going on
Well, you're not leaving now.
No, I'm leaving. Are you detaining me? Mind up, sorry.
Well, you just run this into me.
We've only said that you shouldn't be having drones on around the police station.
No, but it's been filming the back of the police station.
No, I'm leaving.
No, you're not leaving.
So what are you detaining me under? What am I detained under? Otherwise I'm leaving.
We need to know what footage you've got.
No, you don't need to look. You don't need to look at anything.
Yeah, because you're filming the police station.
And I can film it. No, sorry, I'm leaving. Get your hand off.
Now listen carefully, because this is where things start falling apart quickly. The officers try to justify stopping him, but they can't explain under what power. No law cited. No clear reason given. Just vague statements like, you shouldn't be flying here. Says who? Under what authority? That's the question they can't answer. And then comes the drone issue. He's flying a sub 250-gram drone, one of the least restricted categories. Unless there's controlled airspace or specific legal restrictions, that activity is perfectly lawful. But instead of acknowledging that, the officers doubled down with confidence without knowledge. And that's dangerous. Confidence without understanding leads to overreach. And when the man challenges them calmly, asking for legal justification, they don't provide it because they can't. At this point, it becomes clear this is enforcement. It's bluffing, hoping he doesn't know his rights.
We need to get someone.
You just assaulted me numerous times without even detaining me, so what's going on?
You did.
You did, you just tried to grab me.
Because you're trying to run away. We've asked you to.
So I'm not trying to run away, I've asked you a question, am I detained or not? You're saying, oh, you can't leave, you're surrounding me, you're trying to stop me.
Well, you're outside police station.
I can be outside the police station. Yes, of course I can.
Unless you have a police business, which is at the front and not at the back.
I don't have a police business. I don't need to have.
So why are you here?
Because I'm allowed to fly it. I'm allowed to fly it.
No, you're not.
Of course I'm allowed to fly it.
No,
I am allowed to fly it.
Go to the park and fly it, but
No,
not
I want to
over
fly
the
it here.
police station.
You don't own the airspace, do you?
Neither are you. I said go to the park, not
What do you
over
mean
the
go
police
to the park? Are you my mum? Like, I don't take orders from you, sorry. Just relax.
No, I'm not gonna relax.
Well, you just tried to. You lot have just put hands on me numerous times.
Over the police
I can have it over the
station.
police
No, you
station.
can't.
Who are you? Can you identify yourself?
I already did.
No, you
multiple
didn't.
Times.
No,
I
you
already
didn't.
did
Who are you?
multiple times.
Who are you?
Do you have a license to
Yes.
fly this? Oh,
Yes,
do
I
you?
do. I have an operator ID. You don't need a license to fly a drone.
All right, guys, now it takes a serious turn. The word terrorism gets thrown into the mix. Let that sink in. An officer casually suggests terrorism, but can't name a single section of the law to back it up. That's not just wrong, that's reckless. Terrorism legislation is one of the most serious legal frameworks there is. You don't just throw it around because you feel uncomfortable. And that's exactly what this is. Discomfort being dressed up as suspicion. The man stays calm, keeps asking questions, keeps pushing for clarity. Meanwhile, the officers escalate emotionally, not legally. And then comes the sergeant. This is where leadership should step in and fix the situation. But instead of correcting the mistakes, he reinforces them. No clear detention, no proper explanation, just more pressure. This isn't supervision. This is escalation from the top.
That's very rude, actually.
Do really nothing.
No, but we've asked him to call. I asked her to call it in.
So there's nothing like funny going on here.
But what
I
was
need
the
to.
reason?
Can you write me down your collar number, please, so I can make a complaint?
What was the reasoning behind flying it over?
Because I want to do it.
But why?
It's my freedom to do it. I'd like to do
What
it.
do you want to look at? Do you not know that that's like a terrorism threat and things like that?
No, I don't think I can see all that on Google Earth as well. Yeah. So it doesn't really make any sense. So I'm going to get the drone back up now. I don't want to be interfered with again. If we can just leave it at that, that would be great.
No, you can't because it's the police station. So I don't want you to fly over the police station.
No, I'm going to get it back up right now. Put it away because I don't know what you lot are going to do.
Go to the park with that.
I don't want to do it in the park. I want to have a look inside there. Yeah, I want to look in there. Yeah.
Okay, then so we can get a uniform unit. You can get nicked for it.
You get nicked for what? What's the crime?
Yeah, for under section under terrorist act.
Yeah, what section?
Now watch this closely. This is where misuse of power becomes obvious. Section 1 PACE is suddenly introduced. Sounds official, right? But here's the truth. It's a search power, not a random stop tool. It requires reasonable suspicion of specific items like weapons or stolen goods. So the question is simple. What's the suspicion? Flying a drone doesn't magically create grounds for that. And when he asks that exact question, they can't answer it because there is no answer. This isn't law being applied. It's law being used as a shield. And then it gets worse. The sergeant admits confusion, struggles to explain the power, and still continues enforcing it. That's a huge red flag. Authority without understanding is dangerous. And here, it's happening in real time, on camera, with no accountability in the moment.
I've just identified who I am. I said I'm a sergeant.
Yeah, because I wanted to do it.
You wanted to fly a drone into our premises.
Yeah.
Why? I just want to.
Because I can do it. I wanted to have a look in there.
Should look into the police station. Have you got any reason for that?
No reason, just recreation. It's a hobby.
Near police buildings.
In a police building.
Yeah. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, it's you.
Am I free to go? Yeah.
It's you that is flying.
So you're a sergeant. Can you take my complaint? So a few of your colleagues and that, they put hands on me and stuff like that.
Obviously when
you can't just put hands on me though, can you? Look, you're in plain clothes. I don't even know you're police. Do you know what I mean? I have a right to defend myself. What would happen if I put hands on you?
I bet she have identified herself.
Regardless, they didn't tell me I was detained. You can't just come and start putting hands on me without telling me I'm detained. So I'm not detained right now, I can go, yeah?
If you stand over
No, I don't need to stand nowhere.
Mate, listen.
Don't make me nothing. Call me sir for one, and if you're going to detain me, tell me I'm being detained. You ain't going to put hands on me.
No, I will not be, but we would like to understand why.
You're not going to put hands on me. You don't need to understand nothing. Tell me that I'm detained under something and I'll stay.
All right, guys, this is where everything completely unravels. The officer suddenly switches from Section 1 PACE to Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. Just like that. No new evidence, no new behavior, just a different label. That's not how the law works. You don't upgrade powers mid-encounter because the first one didn't hold up. That's not policing, that's improvisation. And to make it worse, he's reading the law from his phone while already trying to enforce it. That tells you everything. This isn't confidence, it's uncertainty. And instead of stepping back and reassessing, they push forward harder. They demand footage, talk about seizing equipment, and act as if authority alone makes it lawful. But it doesn't, without a proper legal basis. Everything they're doing is standing on shaky ground.
Push you out the way.
I haven't put my hands
If you try and stop me from leaving, I'm going to push you out the way. If you put hands on me, I'm going to push you out the way as well. I'm just telling you preemptively, if anyone puts hands on me, you're going to get put off me. Do you understand?
Right. I do not.
Yeah?
I do not want to escalate.
All right, good. So don't stand in my way. No. If you put hands on me, hold on. So what's going on? No. If you put hands on me, get your hand off me. 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 Don't put hands on me. Don't put hands on me. You don't have to understand nothing.
Right. You cannot just fly a drone. I want to understand. Listen.
Okay,
I'm detaining you. Can I understand? Why are you?
You don't need to understand anything. What are you expecting to find? You've just searched me under Section 1 of PACE. What are you expecting to find?
Where's the drone that you have?
This is none of your business.
So, because this is a police premises.
You are at the back of the police station flying a drone. So what do you expect is going to happen? Can you please explain it to me? What do you expect is going to happen? That the police officers coming to duty will just walk past you and they will let you fly your drone over the police station? Is it that what you expect? But is it that's what you expect? Nothing's going to happen, yeah?
Well, I don't expect this.
So you're very much mistaken.
I certainly don't expect this.
So you're very much mistaken.
I certainly don't expect this.
Well, you caused it. You caused it.
Well, I asked you to put hands on me and surround me
you are in a position where you are at the moment.
Section 1 of PACE. I did that, did I?
Yes,
You're the one that
did.
launched with all this paranoia, all this crazy shit. Like,
Well, yeah, because you were flying
you could have
from
just
over
waited
the
for some
police
comms. You
station.
could have just waited for some comms, but instead you just wanted to launch.
They stopped and said, why are you flying a drone? And you got
You know, I don't think you're in the right job. Like, you're just too emotional, too crazy. Like,
All right, final part. And this is where the situation fully collapses. The sergeant decides to seize a drone and equipment, not because of clear evidence, but because he doesn't know what else to do. Think about that. After all the confusion, all the contradictions, all the pressure, the solution is to take the property and figure out later. That's not procedure. That's damage control. And when you look at the entire sequence, it tells a clear story. Lawful activity triggered discomfort. Discomfort turned into suspicion. Suspicion turned into escalation. And when no legal ground could support it, stronger powers were pulled out of thin air. This wasn't evidence-led policing. It was reaction-driven enforcement. And in the end, the only reason this is exposed is because the individual stood his ground calmly and lawfully. All right, guys, that's the reality of it.
you just messed up, bro. You just put hands on me, section 1 of page. Oh, now, so what are the grounds for the search? So I'm detained now, yeah? I'm detained under section 1 of page.
Yeah.
But no one's speaking
I need
to you,
to find out what's going on, please. Just
so
give
you
me
can't
1 minute.
detain me to find out what's going on, Sergeant?
Listen, if you're flying a drone, what they have told me, if you have flown a drone into this premises.
But how does that suggest that I've got weapons or drugs or stolen
Mate,
goods on me?
I want to know what
So why have you used section 1 power?
I need to.
Answer the question. No, answer the question, please. I have a right to know why you've used the section 1 power.
It's his powers. He can use the powers he wants. They're not your powers, aren't they?
Well, all right. I have a right to know why he's using the power.
Well, he
as
gave,
a citizen who's subject to the same power. He didn't give me anything.
He gave you.
You just put him in a situation where he felt like he had to detain me. He couldn't think on the spot. So right now, detained under section 1 of PACE for the sergeant. Still don't understand. Is it not a search power, or can you just stop someone under section 1 of PACE? Look, or is it search? But I'm just wondering because I'm not 100%.
You clearly know better. You clearly know better, isn't it? Well, we can see you clearly know better.
Could you please stop interjecting? No, I understand, but you're familiar with section 1 of PACE. You've used section 1 of PACE. Is it a search power or is it a stop power?
If he feels as if he needs to use section 1 of PACE,
it's not really answering the question, is it? It's not about feelings, is it? It's not about I feel like I want to use section 1 of PACE.
I don't need to answer it.
Then what are you answering?
If he feels he needs to use his section 1 PACE power, he can use his section 1 PACE.
It's not good. It's not good, Patel, man. Like, you should know better than that, bro. Come on. You know it's a search power. We all know it's a search power.
I know it's a search power.
So all right. So what's this right now?
Okay.
What's going on right now?
Detained by him. I can't justify his actions.
No, you don't have any sort of idea, any sort of opinion?
That's up to him.
I'm not asking you to justify anything. I'm just asking you. We can all agree that it's a search power.
Sorry, I might have told you I'll stop you under section 1, but I have to stop you now under section 42 of the Terrorism Act.
So am I still detained under section 1?
No, you're not detained under section 1.
Okay, so I'm free to go now, yeah?
No, you're not free. But I can tell you now,
Okay.
You've been detained under section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000. And what I'll be doing now, I will need to see that what you're videoing. I have to review it. Then if we are happy, then I can give it back to you. But at the moment, you've been detained under